Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Cartier Tiffany, and the tea is hot and sad. So the scene from Love and Hip Hop, Sierra and Zay, when Zay asked her for a divorce, it's that part is sad, and her saying that she was, verbally abused by him, and that he calls her dirty names. That's sad that you're being abused by your husband, and then on top of that, you guys are going through what you're going through. And now it makes a little bit more sense as to why she was so involved in everybody else's relationship, because she was going through it at the house as well. And I feel like she was taking out her balled up anger on these other girls, then taking out on her husband because things weren't working out with her. She had been having miscarriages and all types of shit. But that's good that they're getting divorced and they can go their separate ways. They've been separated since July. At least that's what the divorce said. So it's like clearly things weren't working out. It wasn't even a year. Like they could barely make it into a year. And this man had chased Sierra and wanted to be with her forever, and now they're getting divorced. I feel with the chase, like people are saying, like this is the same thing that happened to Erica Mena and Safari. And I just feel like when somebody's chasing you, they're chasing the image or who they think you are. And then when they get with you, it's like, nah, she's not acting like I thought she would be acting or who she is. And, that's why it ends like both situations in Erica Mena and Safari, and now Sierra and Zay. I feel like that's the biggest reason is because, he was chasing her. He finally got her, and she's not the girl that he thought she was going to be or who he wanted her to be. It's best they go their separate ways. But I want to say about that Mendici and Yandy situation, I feel like I'm on Sierra's side. Yandy talking about it didn't have nothing to do with her, but okay, I'm out at a club. Some woman's coming up to me talking to me about your dude, and I felt like at least you do is, oh, you owe me a conversation. Even if you say, oh well, he didn't know that girl, that's not his mistress. These crazy people pop out on us all the time trying to claim that they this and they that, and we have no clue who these people are, but they probably want to be on part of the show, even though she has no ties to, my husband or whatever, even if she wants to stand in that. But Sierra had to fight the whole damn club because of this, because somebody coming up to her, she probably was like, I don't want to hear the shit, that don't got nothing to do with me, and the girl started getting crazy with her, so now it's a fight. And yeah, this is your dude. I feel like you are involved, contrary to what other people say. My opinion is completely different, because people are saying, oh, how is she involved? That's, if they're talking about the mistress is messing with Mendici, Mendici is involved. Well, she said she called both their phones, and Mendici hung up on her, and Yandy just didn't answer at all. I feel like Yandy was hella fake for not like giving Sierra a conversation. And like I said, if you want to deny everything and say that this is some crazy ass woman who just popped up, and y'all don't got anything to do with that, but you owe her a conversation or something. Sitting there acting like you have no clue why this woman, why Sierra is approaching you because your husband's mistress popped out on her. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, you act like Sierra shouldn't have said anything to you or the internet. You didn't want to answer your phone, so she had to go to the internet. So with that situation, I'm on her side. But then you see how emotional she's getting with Yandy, talking about you're not living in your truth, this, that, and third. Well, I guess people aren't asking her about her relationship, because clearly her and Zay are now getting a divorce. So y'all going through it as well. And I feel like a lot of that anger she had towards Yandy was, her husband's not treating her right. He's not even coming home until, he wants to have sex with her or whatever. But I mean, I just feel like Yandy loves to act like she don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, and then she always denies his cheating and says, "Oh, that's not Mendici's mistress." Or, well, why didn't you pick up the phone and tell this woman that, if that's really what it is? You feel what I'm saying? And, oh, that didn't have anything to do with me. It has everything to do with you. I got some crazy ass bitch popping up on me telling me that your husband is sleeping with her. Like, how doesn't that got to do with you? I felt like maybe the woman tried to get on the show or whatever, but still, I'm on Sierra's side with, I mean, she should have cussed Yandy out about it, because here you are sitting here trying to, I don't even know, like, protect your husband, even though y'all aren't even really married, or whatever the hell happened. But then that just goes to show, when Sierra was all up in Salma and her husband's business, telling Salma she's cheating on her husband, and she's showing up a receipt. She was just getting information from her brother-in-law. but it was like things weren't good at home. So I felt like Ciara should have been focusing on her marriage at these times where you popping up and telling everybody else about about their marriage and what they man is doing or what they woman's doing. I feel like maybe you should have been focusing on your own marriage, but that shit probably was going down the drain anyway. If y'all been separated and y'all only been married 11 months and y'all, were already kind of separating, I feel like, maybe that was a lost cause and she already knew it and she was upset that her shit wasn't working out. And so, she's trying to expose everybody else for what's going on in their relationship. But yeah, y'all drop a comment about that situation with Yandy and Ciara because I do feel like Yandy at least owed her a conversation because just sitting there pretending like you had like I could like she acts like she was Young Jock's wife. Like Young Jock's wife have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So and I feel like that is the culture, like how they be switching up, like all these women, and most of them are switching up these partners left and right, and the men are too. Like Taylor or Carly Red, for example, every damn season she almost have like a new man. This season she just left her husband or whatever, got a divorce that she didn't want to get. But that's the culture, and I feel like that is influencing the youth as well. Just the way that not just the reality stars get down, but celebrities in general get down like this. Um, and I kind of think that Ciara knew she had no business marrying this man that she didn't really know. All you know is that he's chasing you, and clearly things you aren't. He wasn't who you thought he was going to be either. You didn't think this man was going to be sitting up there calling you nasty names that you don't even want to repeat on television. I think that when you put your relationship on reality TV, it will like automatically mess it up, and it puts a strain on the relationship. That's why most of these relationships don't work out. You don't know if that person that you're getting involved with is in it for clout or if they really, their feelings are genuine. Even though most of the times people say that they're genuine, but these relationships, they're not even lasting like 3 to 4 years. Like it's a 2 year max relationship, and then on top of that, it gets rocky during the first year. Like so I just feel like it's best that if you're on reality TV, you keep your relationships private. Be just like Spice, she kept her relationship so private. She was actually married, and nobody on the cast knew that she was married. And I feel like that's good that she puts it that way because she knows, like, not bringing this person out because you don't know if that person is then chasing clout or if they really want to be married to you. And it's like all of Carly Red's relationships never work out. And she always be trying to bring them on a show. And then, like, by the time the next season comes on, she's already ended that relationship. And I feel like like, the way her relationship goes, that's how most reality TV relationships are. You don't know this person is being genuine or not. Let's go back to Ciara. So she was saying, like, in the interview when she sat down with her husband, she was talking about you can't be living this single life like your friends, which is true, but he should have already come to that realization. Like he's not like a 20-year-old young man or something like that. He should know that you can't be going out and doing the things that you're doing when you have a wife at the house. It does seem like Ciara has been battling a lot with a bunch of miscarriages in 1 year. That's a lot, just dealing with that alone. And when he asked her for the divorce, it's crazy because, as you could see, she ran out and filed the divorce. She was a petitioner. She got tired of his shit at the end of the day. That's why I say you don't know if this person's doing it for clout or not. Or, like, if does this person genuinely love you, or are they just trying to get on TV and get famous, or if they're a rapper, are they just trying to get out there and be known? It's good that Ciara has thrown in the towel and she's like, you're not treating me right. You're calling me these crazy ass names. And it's best that she just move on with her life. She could go find a man that values her and that isn't up there calling her names. Like, that's absolutely crazy, especially for the age category. You got to understand that these people are not like 28 or any of that. They are older people. So this man should be acting accordingly by now. So it's good that she filed for divorce. Clearly, he just did that for like a TV moment, talking about, I want a divorce. You knew the cameras is going to be there, and you probably would just say it to yourself, when I go there, I'm going to ask for that. That's going to blow me up. Even if it's bad, negative, or, like bad publicity, any publicity is good publicity when you're in that type of lifestyle. So I feel like that's what he was looking for, and that's what blew up the internet. Oh, Ciara's husband's asking her for a divorce, And at the end of the day, Ciara is the one that runs out and files the divorce. But y'all drop a comment on what you think, especially with um, reality TV relationships. If you think that most of them are always in failure, and yeah, y'all drop a comment on what you think about this. Peace out.